Hello and welcome to the skills training. You are in for a treat. You are about to hear from Executive Goal Director Randy Crebs on how he prospects. And Dad, I just want to thank you for being a great example to our team, a great example to the USANA family. And I want to congratulate you on being a top recruiter this quarter in all of USANA. You've enrolled, I think, 3 people in the last 7 days. Am I correct?
Something like that.
Something like that. With many in the funnel, you have so much happening with your lead generation. I want you guys to take notes. I want you guys to be ready to screenshot a lot of the things he's going to say. The way that he prospects with paid leads is something that we don't really teach. And so you're in for a treat to hear from this expert, Randy Crebs, on how to do this, which I think is a very intriguing thing. I'm also interested in trying it myself. And without further ado, Randy Crebs, Executive Goal Director.
Yay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Jared. Thanks for the great introduction. I mean, it's been an amazing almost 16-year journey, and we've been through it side by side and developed the Team DSI, co-founders of Team DSI. And what you're going to be learning today is kind of what I called my 15-year journey with USANA. So let me bring up my slides, because I always like slides. So again, we're doing our skill set Thursday, and definitely skills. Skills is something that you develop over time, and how fast you develop it or how you develop it is, through the guidance of your mentor and applying it, learning it, but the best part is applying it. So I want to kind of give you what I called my 15+ year journey of skill development or income generating skills. And it starts out, if you're new in this business right now, this is the mistake that I made. This is the mistake that a lot of people make. I'm in USANA. I've got all this knowledge. I'm just so excited to get out there and share what I know with everyone I know. And as soon as I see someone on the street, I just start spewing USANA, USANA, USANA. This is a great company. These products are the best. You would just do so good with this business. And oh my gosh, they would just like, I need to get away from this guy. This guy's insane. You're so excited and you want to just tell everyone, and everyone should just be on board with you. No, do not do this. Listen to your mentor. You're going to be given directions on exactly what you need to do to have a successful business. So this is definitely a don't. So my next batch of prospects, I'm pretty new at it, learning a little bit more. For those of you that know me or don't know me, I live about 10 miles from the USANA World Headquarters. And every Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain, we had a health and freedom presentation. And it was cool because you would have others kind of similar like what we do now. We have an expert that gives the pitch basically, or helps with it. And so my job was to invite those to come and see this. Didn't really know how to invite. Was given a little bit of script or a little bit of coaching on how to invite, but the key was inviting. And so excited. So now it comes, during Monday, Tuesday, you start inviting people. Thursday, you get there, you're all dressed up, got the room all set up. And again, it's a great way to have someone else present. So this is a normal Thursday, about 5 minutes to 7. You're looking for your prospects to show up. And dang, they don't even answer their phone or text. I mean, people get busy. We did the same thing. We'd get a hold of them maybe the day of or the morning of about the health and freedom. And they, just some reason can't make it. They always have a good excuse. There's others that you encourage to join you at the meetings, and definitely the wrong way. You cannot drag anyone into seeing this presentation or even doing this business. So again, a lot of do's and don'ts, and just my journey. It's been fun. It's been learning, but that's not quite the best way to do it. Then we got enough experience where we were actually on stage presenting the health and freedoms, they called them. And you start out, it was kind of broken into the products. You talk about, today's reality, the industry trends. You talk about the company, then you talk about the business. So we kind of split it up. Part would do the business or intro business, and another person would do the business or do the intro products, and the other person would do the business and the close. And we did this for over 2 years, and it got to be a real struggle because it got to the point where, Thursday's not the best for everyone. And the crowds seemed to always be the same or dwindling or not very many guests. And it's like, wow, I'm spending so much time, helping develop someone else's business. It's not really, what I need to develop my own business. So now got away from that, learned how to do flip charts. This was a way to do presentations one-on-one. I love one-on-one presentations because basically you're going through everything that we do in the health and freedom, but you'll have that person in front of you where you can kind of see if they are interested in certain parts, or if they're giving you the glazed over look like, oh my gosh, how much longer is this going to last? And that was another thing about health and freedoms. They would last between 45 minutes and an hour. So to have everyone's attention that long is sometimes tough. Or when I did the business part, I knew everything about the USANA business and how to make money with this. And I would look at the crowd and some would be asleep or some would just, be playing on their phone or not really paying attention. And, that we've learned through all that. And as you see with the systems, the other trainings that our teams do, our systems are, now a little bit of an invite and the scripts that we've developed, a little 5-minute video, and then asking the closing questions. So we're getting through all this within 25, 30 minutes, where this was a whole hour and then closing questions and spending time after. And, people just don't have that much time to, or they don't want to be a whole hour if they're not interested. So we've learned a lot. So we've learned through that. So there was a life-changing event. Back in 2012, this lady, her name is Dani, D-A-N-I, Johnson, she came to one of our regional events, USANA regional event here I think it was in San Antonio, Texas. And she talked about for about 25 minutes about her system of training, training the industry. I shouldn't say us. She just talked about it, and boy, did that resonate. And it's like, this lady is to the point. She's got a system that people are having a lot of success with. I want to check it out. So first thing that we attended was called First Steps to Success. It was a little 3-day event, and they're held about every 6 weeks. And it was definitely a life-changing experience. I learned so much during this on what to say, scripts. Oh my gosh. And it even developed it in more ways with her creating a dynasty, the next step after First Steps. And I attended First Steps Dynasty for over 2 years. Maybe about every 6 weeks, I was flying to a different part of the country. And, people would look at you, why do you need so many? It'd be amazing how much more I would pick up each time on, the scripts or way to present yourself. You've heard, if you're part of our team, you've heard us talk about gems. and the personality of people. That all came from Danny Johnson. That's how we learned the personality traits. So yeah, attended this for 2 years. And through that, she has script books that basically, that we've actually incorporated a lot of wording from these script books into our scripts, not only for what I use for leads, it's the scripts that we are using in our scripts.teamdsi.info that we've covered on many trainings that will be part of a lot of our Thursday presentations as well. So, wow, here I am. I now have a script that a lot of people that Danny Johnson had talked about are using to find the prospects, to create the customers, and to grow your business. So with that, here I began my journey of building with leads, probably back in 2013, 2014. With that, there are many, many different lead generation groups or companies. I've bought leads off of Danny Johnson. I've bought leads off of National Leads. I've bought leads off of Get Leads 123, HBB Leads. Pretty well though, those groups. I haven't dwelled into the other ones at all. But what I've found so far is the HBB Leads through this website here has been the best. And with that, I'm probably purchasing over, and you can set it up in different ways, over 140 leads each time, delivered 8 leads per day. And that's what I've been doing, along with social media, along with one-on-ones, but I've been having some fairly good success using leads, not fast, but using leads to grow the business. So with the Danny Johnson script books, I actually put together a a script that I used when I called leads. Again, this is back in 2014, maybe 2015. So you can even see our script tips where you smile while you're on the phone. You're not a salesperson, you're a business developer. And so I would call leads. So I'd pick up my phone and I'd think, oh my gosh, here's these list of leads. They have no idea who I am. But however, they've gone through this company wanting to learn more information on working from home. So I even had a tracking system where I would track their names, and as I asked the questions, I'd write things down. Again, it's good to track those that you talk with, but like my first few, even sometimes later on, the phone is so heavy. It's like, now I'm going to pick up, I'm going to call these leads, it's going to ring, I got to be cheerful. Not everyone is waiting for your call. Some people are, I didn't ever request this, or I just, why do you keep bugging me? This is my 20, I get 20 calls like this a day. And it's like, but I thought I paid for leads that were supposed to be new. And anyway, that's all part of the leads that's starting out. And with that, when I trained people after warm market, again, our system's pretty well set where you bring a new person in, you go through warm markets, and then this is an option of continuing to build the business once you've exhausted the warm market, which may take a long, long, long time. Same thing. I would say, okay, here you go. Here's here's the list of leads that you bought. Now pick up the phone and call them. And it's like, oh my gosh, even the new people. It's like, oh, and they would get on and there would be apprehension in their voice. And whoever you're calling could feel that. I mean, it's just with practice, again, you're building your skills. It worked out great. But in 2019, we had another revelation where I'm not sure if my calls are being ignored or no one answers their phone anymore. And oh my gosh, this was great. You're right. No one answers their phone anymore. Everyone's getting so many calls from robocalls and salesmen, and I'm still getting calls now wanting to refinance my college that I graduated in 45 years ago. 40, well, yeah, something like that. But luckily my student debt is zero. But yeah, just no one that pick up their phone unless they know it. So with that, we basically changed our scripts to texting. And that has been wonderful. So all I do is I have my list of leads and I have a series of texts. I got an iPhone where I can do a quick text where I just punch in a couple numbers or a number letter and it kicks out the text that I need. So, oh my gosh, another great thing. Now I'm texting a lot of leads each day, yeah, but not all of them respond back and some do. And that's where we continue on with the scripts, basically. So the pluses, you know, before I really get into the meat of it, the pluses of prospecting with leads is there are many companies to choose from. You're developing skills. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, again, just like a presentation, your first presentation is very rusty, but after you do multiple contacts or talking with leads, your skills become crystal clear and strong. So with the leads, again, I'm texting for the contact. Once I get replies back, then I schedule the phone call. Because again, people will talk to you if the call is scheduled. Different costs. You know, their live interviewed leads are expensive. Live local leads have been what I've been using the most so far. And when I say live local leads, I like live local leads because I can choose the area codes. Now for Salt Lake or in the Utah area, there are 3 area codes that I use, the 801, the 385, and the 435 for the 3 area codes that pretty well cover all of Utah. Sometimes, like right now, I'm in Las Vegas, sometimes I'll add the 702 to it. But the live local leads, at least you have the ability to pick the market. And that's what I would recommend if anyone's interested in doing the leads or trying out the leads. The minuses, it's a cost. And the cost can be expensive. You know, what's your ROI? What's your return on investment? Because I'm spending for those 140 leads, I think I'm spending close to $100. And yeah, a lot of it, you have to weigh the expense with it because you may call 100 or text 140 leads from that group. You may only get replies from 10. And then with that, you can continue on and you may get 1, possibly 2, either clients or associates. So the cost, you have to do the cost comparison. You go through many names. And again, I'm texting and waiting for a reply. And I'm actually incorporating the scripts we use now, and you'll see it when I bring up my phone. I'll send the initial text, and then if they don't reply within a day, I'll send, you know, hey, so and so, you know, hope everything's okay. Did you see my text or text earlier or something like that? So now I'm actually using the scripts that we have in place. Many are just looking, their work from home is a job. They don't want a home business, which is okay. That's okay, because when they say, yeah, I'm looking for information, I'm sending them the little 5-minute video, and that's also another screening method. And a lot don't text back. So leads is an okay very slow way to build your business. Again, I'm only doing maybe, I'm incorporating that with everything that I do as far as one-on-ones, as far as social media. I'm not a social media expert. I've had other people, based on what I post, get interested in what I'm doing. But yeah, it's just another way. And I wanted to focus today's training just on my journey with the leads. So if you have any questions so far, type them in the chat. I can see here, yeah, Danny Johnson changed our lives. That's so true, because we did spend a lot of travel and a lot of fun times together attending Danny Johnson's trainings. And it has been a great way to increase skills, definitely. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, or I mean, if you even want to unmute, let's see, you should be able to unmute. Yes, be able to unmute yourself if you have any questions. And if there's not any questions, we will continue on, where I'm going to bring my phone up and basically, let me clear my screen here. Go through some real-time examples with it, and kind of share my phone. Hello, everyone. You know, and actually, Braden Jones was one of the leads that joined our team. Amazing young gentleman. Oh, wow. Had so much. He's only been in less than a week. We got another 2 presentations, another presentation tomorrow. And yeah, it's very fun working with him. Person that's really taking the training and learning as we go. So let me see if my phone will come up. Probably has to be unlocked. So there, everyone can see my phone, I'm assuming, at this point. And let me pick a lead. Let me start with this person here. You can kind of get an idea of what I do. So through HBB leads, I get a number and a name and an email address, and basically the time they sent. And there are some leads. These are the live local leads. This is a Utah number. And with that, I'm able to basically text. And this is what I text the beginning. Hey, Danielle, my name is Randy Krebs. You recently requested information on earning an income working from home. How may I help you? Simple. So I'll send that out 8 times a day. And then the next day, well, this looks like after the weekend, if I haven't heard back from them, usually the next day or at least 2 days later, hey, Danielle, I'm not sure if you saw my message above on working from home. I hope you're having an awesome day. And right after that, she texts back, oh, yeah, sorry, I've been working crazy hours this week. I didn't see it. I'm interested. What kind of work is it? All right. And then I basically say, here is a 5-minute video that covers one of your best options for working from home. And then I include our little 5-minute video and ask them, text back after you finish watching the video. And multiple times, like I say, I may get out of the 140, 10 of them that are interested in what kind of work. After I send this, and again, it's all text, I basically send out the video, text that again, and if they reply back, great. Most of the time, I don't get replies back out of the 10, maybe 3 or 4. So she replied back, I finished it. And then you'll notice this is almost directly from the script. What did you like best in the video? And for her, probably the traveling and donating to those in need. that was pretty cool. I still don't understand what the job is though. That's all right. I'm just continuing my script. Are you familiar with the company USANA? And I can say that because these are all local Utah phone numbers. And so they may or may not heard of the company USANA. USANA also sponsors an amphitheater. And a lot of people think that USANA is the amphitheater. And then she goes, I am now. So this is probably her first introduction. That, you know, so I told her that's a brief overview of what she saw in the 5-minute video. USANA is a 29-year-old company that manufactures products for the health and wellness industry right here in Salt Lake City. Interesting. They move their products through direct sales or network marketing. Thus, it's a business you work from home or anywhere in the 24 countries that USANA is in. So it's a marketing job. Not exactly. It would be, and this is where I'm a little more off script, it would be your own business where you are paid weekly by sharing, recommending, providing value to those looking for better health, another stream of income, or both. We are independent business owners, not employees of USANA. That's pretty cool, actually. What do I need to do? There are, and I text back, there are different options on starting a USANA business. It would be best to discuss them over the phone. Are you available to talk now or in 30 minutes? Okay, now I'm switching from texting to I want to have her on the phone at this point. Number one, now they're going to hear a real person and not just someone that's behind their computer texting. She goes, sure, but I might be a little quiet. Allergies are making me lose my voice a little bit. So great, I have her on the phone. Okay, now I have my scripts out and I grab my scripts and basically, you know, tell her, I send her the options and I say, oh, you see this? Open it up, turn it sideways. You see the word ProPack, or those that are familiar with the scripts or on other trainings. I basically follow the script and I actually tell her I'm reading the script. You know, the Pro Pack is the best way if you can swing it. An entrepreneur pack. You know, choose 2 of the packs of options on the right or a basic pack, and then follow the script, and then go through and ask her, you know, which of these 3 options works best for you. And for her, it was the entrepreneur pack. Great. So then I send her the Get Energized and follow the script and explain all the products in the Get Energized, and it's $343 if you were to buy them individually, but USANA has them deeply discounted at $280. Then I explain Get Gorgeous, following the script. Then I explain the Balance Your Belly, following the script. Then I do the Activate Your Life, following the script. And again, the script ends, I'm not asking you to purchase anything right now, but for your entrepreneur pack, which one of these works, what do you think would be best for you? If they have questions on it, then I sometimes will delve a little bit onto, are there any health areas that you'd like to improve? I'd need to lose some weight, or, you know, I'm having trouble with this. And I'll kind of guide them to what I believe the best pack would work. And for her, she liked the Get Energized, which is probably the most popular. And then the Get Gorgeous. She's very intrigued by the skincare. So following the script, great. We'll schedule a time to talk while you do your research. Here are our product stories. Here are our product testimonials, business testimonials, and Jim Rohn. And all I'm doing is reading a script, set up a time to talk later on, and yeah. And then either answer more questions, to have something scheduled. I'm at work. I thought you'd just call. Anyway, so with this lady, we're still in contact. She's definitely very interested. She's in my funnel, but yeah, it is just has been a fun way to build this business. And I don't think I've got any new. Oh, it's just telling me 75% of my leads have been sent. Yeah, so I was hoping I had a lead that I could start with and just show you from the beginning. I guess I can make Jared Krebs my lead. So basically, um, you know, if this was a new lead, all I do, again, I have an iPhone and I can tell Jared has an iPhone because all his wording is blue. If a person does not have an iPhone, their wording is green. I learned that was another trick. So with this one, all I do is I have a quick text. I type in AA, whoops, AAA, and it basically sticks in that. I change it to Jared. And then if I'll maybe add a little bit of space there and send it. And then if he hasn't replied back within a day, and I'll write him the script on, oh, what is a company? And so if he replies back right away, then I'll do an AB. I don't even answer the question on here what the company is. I'll send him that little text. Basically like this, I kind of separate it a little bit and send it off. So everything is basically in a quick text. After they finish watching the video, I'll have my pretty well ready this way. Okay, they do that, great. Great, text me when you're done. Text me after you watch it. Maybe a smiley face. And pretty well, that's all that I do with leads. And it's been fun. Again, it builds very slow. It has been quite a journey to build with text. But again, Braden Jones is one of the leads from, wow, we probably talked for about almost 2 weeks. We got his money together, and yeah, it's cool because now, not only is Braden a business partner and a great attribute to Team DSI, it's now going to be a long, business friendship partnership for many years to come. I mean, he's only just in here less than 5 days, and he's getting this kind of training. He's got based on our scripts, and everything's pretty well written down that way. It's so nice to train once a person comes on your team with the systems that we've developed. And it's a fun journey. 15 plus years of doing this. I plan on continuing on for at least another 20 or 25. I'm still young, and just enjoy all the new family and friendship. I mean, wait, Braden, until next August when USANA holds their 30th International Convention. And you're going to meet people that you'll see every year and develop a lot more friendships and family and just camaraderie and a lot of like-minded people. Again, we're a family. And what Jared and Annie have done on developing this system Monday through Thursday is great. It's great training. I enjoyed the product training yesterday, and something I need to watch again. That lady Hot Honey knew more about the products than I ever did. I've never been that in depth as far as the products. I know they work, yeah, but and I know I have the ability to get all that information for someone to provide it. But and there's a lot of people that want that type of information. So, any questions? I mean, we might be taking this down a little bit shorter today. Yeah, definitely was a shift for you. That definitely was a shift for me. Not directly answering the question. Yeah, yep. It is. I mean, people will ask you a lot of questions. I even with leads, ask what company it is, like Jared did, and then I'll just continue with my script. I'm not ignoring them because they will soon learn through that 5-minute video what company it is, and it's a real high overview as far as what it is, and it's just been a great way to do it. Not the 45 minutes to an hour that we had before, the health and freedom and then the close. But I mean, Jeremy Stansfield, some of his, because of his knowledge of the products and because of the knowledge of the business, his presentations would sometimes go 90 minutes. I loved them, but I mean, that's a long time for a person to be sitting in a room, especially if they're not quite as interested in what they're hearing and listening to. But again, any questions before we end tonight's training? Okay, go ahead and unmute. If you should be able to unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
As a person who is that old school, who likes to talk to people, how big of a mental shift was it to go to texting for you?
The best thing ever. Because by texting, I'm calling before and they wouldn't answer because no one wants to answer their phone. But amazingly, people text back. They may not even know the number, but they will text back. And that's why our texts are a little bit personal. I mean, I always make sure I have their first name. I always put my full name. I toyed with just Randy or Randy Krebs because they may have a Randy already as a friend, but I just thought, nah, just include my whole name. And basically texting them, see if they want information on what they applied for, working from home. Again, maybe a job, maybe something, whatever it is, they've gone out and looked for work from home type opportunities. And that's where I direct my first text from. And then continue on texting to a point before I present any of the options or packages via our scripts. I always want to get them on the phone. And there's times I haven't been able to get them on the phone. And I'll send them the options, and then I'll copy from the script and paste all the wording, the pro pack is the best way if you can swing it, and choose 4 of the options, and then I'll put the entrepreneur pack and I'll break it up so it's not one huge long text. But I've at times, and I almost had one person enroll based on that without ever talking to them. So it's, again, our whole business is to do whatever works best for the person. And if that person would rather not talk, and can you send me the information for text? Sure, because I have my scripts where I can copy and paste, even on my computer. All my texting and all my scripts are on my MacBook Pro, so it's pretty simple. And but again, our job is to provide value and to best meet what the person needs. And I think even when I was talking with Braden earlier on, you don't ever want to give up control of the conversation, you don't want to chase down certain, rabbit bunny trails with them. And a lot of people they'll start, asking millions of questions and take you off script. And it's important to them, but I'm not ignoring them. I'm kind of just sticking to what the scripts are, and then providing them the information. It's that, and maybe a little bit on the company, but not following any bunny trails. And even on the phone with them, they'll have a tendency to try to control the conversation. And I, as politically as possible, don't go there. I'm not ignoring them, but I'm still, I'll be asking another question just to bring them back to where I need them to be. It's fine. It's skills. I mean, it's 15 and a half years, and people see on stage presenting or doing that. Yeah, you should have saw my first presentation. You would have left the room. So it's all why, people say, I can never be as good as you. Oh, yes, you can. I just have 14 years or 12 years head start. And that's all of the skills that we develop. And the best way to develop your skills is to do it. You may say something wrong. That person has no idea that it's wrong. And that's where the third-party expert, and what our system is now, the third-party expert does the first few, and then the person will do the next few. And don't worry, I will not correct you during your part. After the call, we'll kind of go through and say, this part went great, this part, you need to make sure you don't say anything that's not compliant. You got to stay compliant as much as possible. I don't think any of us stay 100% compliant, especially with one-on-ones. Now, in a group, when I was presenting at USANA Corporate, oh yeah, I was definitely compliant, because you never knew who was in the audience as far as the people. But yeah, it's been a fun journey. It's something I would never trade again in my life. It's, as I explained, USANA, it's a win-win. I mean, I'm 65 now. I have a son that's, an Emerald director. It's fun working side by side almost every day with your children. And as I explained, USANA, my life before, my story before was aerospace senior manager. So made a lot of money, but ruined my health. And so a lot of people, when they retire, spend all that money they made getting their health back. USANA is a win-win. I have an income via USANA, and I have these amazing products that keep me hiking, snowshoeing, biking the mountains of Utah. Yeah, and I've been in it almost 16 years. Wished I would have been in it 29 years, but has to be the right time. It was actually presented earlier, was not the right time. USANA was not the right time, but it's so thankful that at that time I said yes, and just continue this journey, because again, we got a lot of great friends and a lot of great family that I don't even know yet that will be part of someone's team, that we're here to help. Any other questions that anyone may have at this point? Texts give us a great chance to proofread how you phrase things. Yeah, and we do that when we train people. We say, here's the text, put it in your own language, follow the structure, but make it sound like you. Yeah, and even when we did the calling and we would read the scripts, when you're talking to someone, make it sound like you, because no one wants to talk to a machine or someone that's so monotone and doesn't, put any energy into it. But when you're new, when you're doing your first ones, it's harder to have that energy and excitement. Okay, but as you develop the skills, something that I work on every day, basically, and improve on. And love these trainings, because these trainings are giving even those that have been in almost 16 years another nugget that we can use in our repertoire of sharing what this great company can do for others. Again, any other questions before we end tonight's training? Going once, going twice. Well, thank you so much for joining the Thursday skills training. I'm honored to be a presenter. I look forward to helping out with any of the others that may come up later on down the road, and thankful for Jared and Annie for putting this system in together. It is great. It's the best training for your new people, but it's a good reminder and more nuggets to put in our arsenal for people that have been doing it for many, many years. So if there's no other questions, I'll go ahead and unmute the lines and say good night, God bless, have a great weekend, and enjoy.
Thank you, Randy. Have a good night and God bless.
Thank you, Randy. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. God bless.
Oh, thank you. Right. You guys all have a good